First grade friends, it is time to practice telling time. Kiddos, last week you did an awesome job about looking at the clock of the face and knowing more about it. How these big hour numbers link to that hand there that's also just a little bit smaller but kind of fat. That's the hour hand, and these are the hour numbers. And you learned about how the minute hand is touching those minutes on the outside. Way to go, everybody. So today what I'd like to show you is really just how to practice telling time. A lot of what you know about cutting things in half to share them is actually going to be useful here when you're telling time. Just like a circle here on your screen can be cut into half, so can a pizza or a sandwich or a star. That word half is going to be important to think about because you can look at the clock face and we can even just cut it into half right here. So here I have a time called 5 o'clock, and if I go in and cut it into half, watch what happens. The hour hand stays in the hour of the 5 neighborhood. It hasn't got to the 6 hour yet, but the minute hand has gone halfway around. And as it goes halfway around, it counts in groups of 5. Every single time it gets to one of these hour marks, there's another group of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same way the whole way around the face of the clock. So it's pretty easy to count and see how many minutes it is when the minute hand's at the bottom position. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Just like so. Well, in this case, this number would now be, or this time I should say, would now be 5:30 or 5:30, because the minute has gone halfway past 5. All right, let's take a look closer at what this actually means for our math. Whenever you're thinking about time, kiddos, one thing I find it really helpful to do is I find it really helpful to look at the hour hand first. Remember, the hour hand is the short one. It's little because it points to the big numbers. It's kind of like one of those little chihuahuas that always wants to take on the big top dog. Well, that little hour hand, it's going to want to take on that big number. So that's how I remember which one's which. The minute hand, it doesn't care. It has 60 minutes in every hour. It doesn't really worry about having to get to the top dog. That minute hand can touch those little minutes on the outside and be just as happy. So right here, I have 1 o'clock. Now, if you look on your screen here, I'm going to jiggle my little flashlight. You can see that hour hand is just a little bit past the 1. So that means that hour is now 1. That the minute hand is now facing the bottom position. That means it's now half past. So if we counted those minutes, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, you now have 1:30. 1:30. Kind of cool, huh? Take a look here at this next one. See how that hour hand is now just past the 4? Yep, that little white one, kind of fat. Look at the long minute hand. That minute hand is at the bottom. It's in the bottom position. That means it's 30. So 4:30. Take a look here at this one. What hour do you think it is? What is the hour hand closest to? Look for the little one. Well, that hour looks like it's closest to that 12. But the minute hand is actually now past all the way down there to the bottom position. So we see that hour is halfway between the 12 and the 1, and the minute hand here at the bottom. So let's take a look. That would actually now be 12:30. Those two little dots there, we call those colons. 30 minutes is separated by a colon, and that hour is on the other side of the colon. That's how you can tell which one's which. All right, your turn. What do you think this is? I think you were right. It is 7:30.